How are you getting on? Good morning to you. Enjoy your coffee. I wanted to talk today about video games, obviously. But a modern trend that I've been seeing going around that, look, I completely agree with, and I agree with the sentiment that modern AAA games are not what they used to be. They aren't fun anymore. They're just there's not as many good games coming out as there used to be. Look, I agree with all these things, but then I see videos that the algorithm throws at me, or articles and stuff about like how video games are dying and how another crash is coming and video games can't be sustained and games are too expensive now. So firstly, games are too expensive to make now. That's completely true. I agree with that 100%. Games at this rate aren't sustainable. Another thing I agree with, a topic for another day. You cannot have an average 5-year development cycle for a video game, and that costs a fucking hundreds of millions to make, and then expect that to like be feasible going on and on and on. I don't know. It's that's a whole other bucket of worms. That's not what this video is about today. First thing I want to do is I want to give a few reasons as to why like video games don't feel well. AAA video games in particular. I mean, you can there's hundreds, if not thousands, of amazing indie games coming out every single day that don't have this problem. Just look on Steam, look on the PS Store. Ignore the AI slop, and you'll see there. Gaming in general is fine. It's in good hands. Like if the AAA fucking space completely implodes and dies, fine, whatever. I'll be completely fine with that. I have a shelf full of old games to play. I have emulators. I have indie games. I'm fine, and everyone is fine, and that's really the main thing I want to get across in this video today. Is as against the grain as it sounds, there's never been a better time to be a video game player. There's never been a better time to get into games. If I had the things that are available today when I was a 10-year-old, when I was a young little fetus Keith, right? I would have been so fucking happy. I would have been so spoiled. We are at a point in video games today where you don't have to buy a single video game. You don't even have to buy a console to play a game. Okay? You can fucking get your phone here, basically, and play most PS2 games perfectly fine. And you know what that does to my fucking little peanut-sized brain? I want to fucking... That implodes me. That makes me want to fucking explode. That's crazy. That's amazing. Games have never been more accessible. Right now, the time we're living in, 2025, this is the best time in history to play games. It's just, it is. It's amazing. And let me reverse back here a bit. I have a few notes here, but I'm already fucking skipping over them because it's me. But yeah, look, I agree when everyone says like it's not what it used to be. AAA games, they take too long to make. They come out, they're generally not very good. They're generally very what's the word? They're generally very samey. I can't take it, generic, I guess. They don't really take much risks, and they're just they don't feel. It doesn't feel like it used to, dude. It doesn't have that charm to it anymore. And I agree. For the most part, I agree. But stick around till the end of the video. I have a few games here that completely contradict that. That games that have come out mostly this year or last year, that are phenomenal and have that. And if you just look in the right places and stop being such a stubborn little cunt, you can find amazing games, amazing AAA games, that are still coming out. Like games are fine. Video games aren't going anywhere. Like, relax, Jesus Christ. We still have incredible, talented geniuses working on these things. We gotta understand, Video games are still a very new art medium, right? So we'll start back around Atari time in the 70s, right? Video games, if you look at that, and then you look at a video game today, that was 50 years. That's 50 years of development right there. That's 50 years of evolution. And if you look through the generations and you see the generational leaps that games done throughout, from Atari to NES to PS1 to fucking PS3, and now we're on PS5. Like, if you look at, like, if I was to draw a fucking curve here of like the rise of the innovations of video games from Atari all the way up to around, we'll say, PS3, right? PS3 generation. And then look from PS3 to PS4, PS4 to PS5, the line, it's not going up like this anymore. It's kind of going a bit sideways now. It's still going up, don't get me wrong, but it's slowing down. It's going very sideways. Is that the industry's fault? A lot of it is, yes. A lot of it is lack of innovation. A lot of it is focusing on the wrong things, in my opinion. Focusing on AI upscaling, AI tools, instead of focusing on stuff like lighting and actually making engines run better. Unreal Engine 5 is a fucking disaster. I'm sorry. Unreal Engine 5 is... I'm going to do a whole video on fucking Unreal Engine fucking 5. Fuck that piece of shit. But what I'm trying to get across here is, in the evolution of anything, things are going to plateau at some point, and we're at that right now in games. The game revolution, if you want to call it, it's not that anymore. We have reached a point where it's getting much harder to make those generational leaps, to make those to make games like feel or look or like just blow your mind anymore, because it's it that kind of ended with the PS3 era. We kind of plateaued on the graphics department, and after that we're just kind of improving frame rates now. We're just making little tweaks, things like that. But that's to be expected. That's what happens. That's like innovation. It stops at some point. There's only so much you can innovate for a while. And will we have another boom period? Maybe if we have breakthroughs in new technologies and stuff, maybe we'll have another boom period. But I think right now is where we're kind of plateaued. Don't expect to see the PS6. Don't expect to see a fucking ginormous leap in graphical fidelity or frame rates or stuff. Like, a good way to always gauge the next generation is look at what modern PC games are doing and see how they look, and then, all right, well, that's what the PS6 is going to look like. That's basically, that's how your PS6 games are going to look like, you know? I mean, and I know like these games are going to be made directly for that box, but that's just the gist of it. That's we can only go so far, especially if people making the tools are going to be focusing on the wrong things, such as AI upscaling, so you can render your game at a lower resolution than fucking PS3 resolutions, and then upscale it using the magic of AI, and then just fucking calling it a day. Then, yeah, I think we're going down a bad direction there. I don't like this. I don't like that. I think that's really lazy. If you ever played an upscale game using FSR or something like that, it looks like shit. I don't know how people can accept this to look good. It looks like complete putrid ass. It's you can always tell. Well, I can anyway. Maybe I'm just fucking a whiny little prick here, but you can always fucking tell when a game is being upscaled. You see the horrible shimmer, the water never looks right. The reflections are always fucked up, and yuck. Unreal Engine 5, again, I'm going to do another video on that, and it's not only Unreal Engine 5 that does AI upscaling. I'm aware of that. But it's definitely the worst culprit. And other things Unreal Engine 5 does, it's not very aesthetic looking to me. But yeah, that's just that. Games have plateaued. Another thing is we were basically PS2, PS3 era. We were in the golden age of video games. Like, the amount of innovation, the amount of banger after banger after banger that came out one after the other during that era. That, to me, that was the golden age of 3D video games. And it's kind of, it's not unfair to say like, oh well, it's not unfair to say that we should be expecting that, because yeah, expect what you want, you're a consumer. But it's a bit naive to think that it would continue like that all the way into the PS5 generation, because PS4 generation, it did slow down. We still got amazing games, don't get me wrong, but PS2, PS3, that whole cycle, that was nuts. Looking back at that, that was absolutely nuts. Games were being made like per year. Classics were coming out every fucking other day. It was look here, like PS2 for example. In the space of 5 years, we got Jak 1, Ratchet and Clank, fucking Jak 2, Ratchet and Clank 2, Jak 3, Ratchet and Clank 3, fucking and this is just me, my personal fucking things. GTA San Andreas, fucking Vice City, all the GTA games. Fucking Devil May Cry games. I'm just spitballing here, but you can name a million more that came out in that cycle. Then look at PS3, fucking 2006, 2000 to 2000 fucking we'll say 13. Like that, I can't even fathom the amount of games that came out in that cycle. That's insane. The amount of amazing bangers, fucking all-time greats. It like crazy. Then you look at PS4, and you're like, yeah, great games came out, don't get me wrong, but not at the same pace, not at the same time, not at the same, well, not time, but not at the same fucking quality. Like, we had great games. Did we have like, how many fucking revolutionary bangers did we have though? It's slim pickings. There's a few, but it's not nearly as much as it was. But that's to be expected. You have to have a slowdown at some point. So that's fine. It's healthy. It's healthy. It's also great that the industry is getting this wake up call where they're like, fuck, like we're fucked, man. Like we really need to rethink here. And that's why I'm so happy to see games like Astrobot win Game of the Year and stuff like that. It's like a team of 30 made this beautiful, fucking amazing, just platformer, 3D platformer, and it won Game of the fucking Year. And that warmed my heart so much. So I'm like, that's all you fucking need. Go back to that. That's all you need to do. You don't need a team of 2,000 people fucking animating the strands of Ellie's hair so they fucking don't clip through her bag. Like, who gives a shit? Make fun games, you know? I'm going off on a mad rant here, but I'm going to keep most of this in because it's fun. Not just me spitballing here. But yeah, that's it. We're just going through a refraction period right now with video games. And that's fine. That's healthy. We're okay with that. The people in charge are going back to the drawing board. They're like, okay, let's make more games like Astrobot, and that makes me very happy. I have written down here, games take too long to make, and there's too much on the line. Yeah, games take too long to make, they cost too much to make, and there's way too much on the line. There's way too much money being fucking thrown around making these games now that, like, if it can't actually afford to fail. Like, if it fails, that's catastrophic. That's a lot of money down the drain. So the pressure just to sell is there more than ever. The pressure that the game has to succeed is there more than ever. So that means we're getting more generic games that are catered to a wider audience, so it sells more, and games that are basically QA'd or market tested. Sorry, market tested's the better word for that. Into oblivion. That's why in fucking God of War you're stood there for 3 seconds and you're told to fucking answer to the goddamn fucking stupid puzzle you're doing. You know, so like things like that is just yeah, you gotta understand games getting more accessible. I'm fine with. Games treating you like you're a fucking retard, I'm not fine with. But yeah, that's just the issue. Games need to sell, and they need to sell a fuck ton to make it worth making them still. And that's the issue with the industries. with the industry's with the way the industry is at the minute, you know. Um, as I said earlier, right now, after as of saying all this and agreeing with most of what people complain about, um, I still firmly believe that right now is the best time in history to be a video game player. It's the best time ever. Like you don't want to play AAA games? Don't play AAA games. If you're fed up with the shit, fine. You can't afford to play games. Games are getting too expensive. Consoles are getting too expensive. Fine. Do you have a computer? No? Oh well. Do you have a phone? You have a fucking phone. Don't you fucking lie to me. Get fucking PCSX2 on this thing. Get ESPXE on this thing. Get any emulator you fucking want on your fucking phone. Go buy yourself a €10 controller for your phone. And you have a wealth of games that will play perfectly fine on this thing. For free. For free. And like, it's crazy, like, and that's insane to me. You can play whatever game you want, basically, up to the, like, obviously I'm speaking fucking parabolically here, but parabolic, that's the wrong fucking word. I'm speaking something here, I'm speaking shite here. But you can you can play most PS2 games on your phone. Like, I mean, come on, that's insane. Not an emulation, too technical for you? Fine, get some fucking phone games. There's a lot of good free ones. As much as I hate phone games, there's a lot of good games on you can play on your phone. You know, you have a bit of money or you have a computer. Amazing. Get some amazing. Get Steam. Get some amazing fucking indie games. Get some amazing free games on Steam. You know, there's so much choice. Like, there's so much more choice than I'm fucking even talking about here. It's crazy. You have, for the first time in history, we have a choice to play whatever the fuck we want, and games have matured to a point, and the emulation scene is so good now. Like, I'm so glad the emulation scene exists. That, like, it blows my mind how good emulation is now. But we are at a point where you have more choice than you've ever had in games. You want to be an indie dweeb? Go play fucking every indie game you want. You want to fucking play Flash games? Go play a bunch of Flash games. You want to play AAA games? Go play brand new AAA games. You know, do whatever you want. Play what you want. You have the choice. You're a fucking human. Go do what you want. It's fantastic, and I think even if the AAA space isn't what it used to be, holy fuck, boy, we who gives a shit? Because we have a history of video games. We have an entire fucking 50 years of video games to go back and play. We have so many games that have been made, so many indie games that you've probably never even heard of, that you're never gonna be able to play all of them. That you're done for life. If video games stop today, and no games are ever made ever again, you have a life. You are never going to play every game ever made. You are never going to be able to play every good game ever made. That's how many good games there are out there. So, and that's really comforting to know. If every video game company shuts down tomorrow, but the games have been preserved, we have access to download the games, or we have access to buy the games physically, you're still never ever going to be able to play every good game that's ever been released. And that's fantastic. That's great. You don't have to buy a new game ever again. And that's very comforting. But to be devil's advocate here and go back to AAA games, right? There's still amazing AAA games coming out. And if you're tired of the shit that's coming out from the West, look to the East. Go to Japan. Japan are still churning out games like it's the fucking PS3 generation. There's a Yakuza game coming out every year, if not 2 a year. There's fucking not amazing shit like coming out of Japan. And yeah, like, I mean, like, I have a few games here that I'm gonna mention that came out this year or last year, And there's also a few games I'm gonna show you that came out, probably not as recent as that, but are still like new, and still came out during the time of this AAA fucking kind of breakdown. That is like, well, there's still amazing fucking games out there. So I've mentioned it already. Astrobot, if you haven't played it, fucking play it. Fantastic game made by a group of, I said 30 earlier, that's wrong, it's more like 60, I think, in Japan. Just a phenomenal solid platformer. You cannot not like this game. It's such an amazing fucking like tribute to the platformers, and you even get a little poster with it. It makes the physical copy worth it, which I fucking love. So yeah, Astrobot came out, AAA, phenomenal. This one, newest game I'm gonna show, Death Stranding 2 and Death Stranding 1. It's prequel. Play that. Fucking, you want to feel something? You want a game that's different? You want a game that's innovative? Fucking play Death Stranding. Jesus Christ! If you play Death Stranding and you come back and you tell me, oh, games they're not unique anymore, I'll be like, you're a fucking liar. If you've played Death Stranding, go fuck yourself. And speaking of taking risks, like, oh my god, speaking of taking fucking risks, Split Fiction, a AAA couch co-op only game, or co-op only game, should I say? It is not only couch co-op. From the makers of It Takes Two, Joseph Fares is a fucking madman. This game is one of the greatest games I've ever played, and I'm not even being hyperbolic when I say that. I played this game with my girlfriend, and I could not believe the actual how good this was. It's even in Unreal Engine 5, and I didn't give a shit. This game is fucking insane. Like, you are never going to get bored playing this game. Every second there's something else happening. It's non-stop, balls to the wall, fucking for about 16 hours. It's so fucking good. Like, Jesus Christ, this is incredible. Like, play Split Fiction, get a friend. I'll play it fucking with you if you have no one else to play it with. And also, you only need one copy to play with a friend. Like, how crazy is that? You just need one copy, and you can play with a friend for free. Like, you're basically giving your friend the game for free. That's crazy. Crazy souls. Yakuza. I think this one's from 2023, actually. Let me get... Well, this one's Yakuza Ishin, like a dragon. Like a dragon Ishin. I had to import this one from Japan, because it wasn't released here physically because people hate me. But yeah, Yakuza is still coming out very regularly. Play any fucking Yakuza game. Like, just play any of them. They don't, like, Jesus Christ, like, all amazing games. And while they haven't really changed much since the PS3 generation, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, and there's always something kind of new to keep you hooked. There's always a new main minigame or something. It's so good. Going to move on to games that are a bit older now, but still came out during the time of this kind of AAA lambasting, and that's Returnal. Again, a game that takes a risk. I don't know how well this game sold, but it sold enough to make a virtual successor to it. Housemarque are making another Bullet Hell game. Returnal, if you like hard games, fucking hell, this has got you covered, and it's so good. Hold on, let me get some more here. I've one more here, and it's obviously Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Ratchet & Clank still going strong. One of the strongest entries in the series ever. Yeah, that's it. So, games are fine. Relax. They're not going anywhere, and even if they do, who gives a shit? You have fucking 50 years of games to play. And that's all I really wanted to say. Sorry for the rambliness of this video. I just wanted to rant a bit. And yeah, but yeah, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments what you think of the whole AAA situation. Are we okay? Do you think games are gonna die? Or you just a bit like me where you're like, let what happens happens. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.